Hello, my name is Arturo Castilleja, and this is my week 4 assignment video. So it starts by explaining what the difference between authentication and authorization. Authentication is basically who are you, right? If you have, I guess, a profile or not. The authorization is if you're allowed to edit, you're allowed to add, what you're allowed to do within that server or that website. The global user ID, in this case, you see here, is being used as a temporary authentication signal. And what it does is just, right now, it holds the user's, is the user. So which it represents if someone is logged in, it's actually logged in, and there's a valid email, right, with a profile or registered, or if not, right, and then it's unauthorized and valid credentials. Um, how do we determine the task ownership and how is it checked? What it does is that it uses the here where we have create, every task that's created has attached a global user, the email each user. So that way, when we want to update, it verifies if you're able to do it, right? If it's your email, that's what in your task that allows you to do it, right? If not, it's just going to show you the task was not found, right? But basically, you can't edit. Um, so how does joy validation fit into user and task creation? The the what is error and value? Error is basically contains the validation failure details, right? There's missing required fields, passwords too short, etc. And value is the sanitized and processed output of the validated input. So why should controllers use validation? Validation in right? Why should they use the validation uh, instead of register the reg body? Because reg body contains raw unvalidated data, which is sent by clients, which is unsafe. But Joy contains sanitized, transformed, fully validated data, which is a lot safer. And it ensures that the clean, normalized, and defaulted values are saved to the application data, right? So why then do we have controllers? Why do we hash our passwords, right? Well, because what happens is that plain text passwords are a massive security risk because if anybody is able to gain access, they have immediate access to your user passwords, and some people sometimes use same password in multiple accounts. They have access to those accounts too, and more likely they will be able to have access to your email too. So what we do here is that when we have a task controller, oh no, I'm sorry, user controller, when we register, we send our password to this hash password user function, helper function, which then creates our salt using crypto, crypto random by 16 to hex, and a derived key, right? This is later when we log on, is there compared to make sure that it is the correct password using this hash password. So that's why it's safer, because what it does in register, we got our plain text password photo here, right? We call it and we hash it to create this salt, right, which is just random bytes. And so it produces a secure hash, and so that way we can use it when we log on. it uses it, right, to see if it's a good credential by comparing the password that we write or that we provide right when we're trying to log in to the hash password, which is the same one for that user connected to that email, right? And that's about it. Thank you for your time and have a good day.